Now I have the absolute pleasure to introduce someone who I'm going to call a friend now. Literally one of the most dynamic leaders in this walking movement. Someone who has dedicated time and resources to bringing people together in collaboration. Someone who really champions walking and really is an example for all of us. Tyler Norris from Kaiser Permanente and the Everybody Walk Collaborative.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. Good morning. It is so good to see you. Really good to see you. And Vanessa, thank you. And Mayor Gray, what an extraordinary opening for us in so many ways. On behalf of Kaiser Permanente and the Everybody Walk Collaborative, welcome to this plenary day of the Everybody Walk Summit and to making some history together here. I want to start by building on what Mayor Gray started with his stories of inspiration, stories of results, stories of partnerships that have been actually going on for many, many years here, and there's much to be learned from in the Washington, D.C. experience. And as he pointed out, while a couple miles from here under a beautiful 288-foot dome, some things are not working, there's some things here that are working very, very well. And while this is an important and a powerful story, the story of Washington, D.C. is not an isolated story. In fact, it's part of a larger metropolitan revolution across this country, which is a living demonstration that in America's cities, in our towns, and in our regions, where leaders work for healthy, livable, resilient communities, that's the engine of economic vitality. That is the underlying ability to create ever healthier people and ever healthier places and ever more dynamic economies that work for everyone. And in fact, it's also a story of partnerships that often span decades where, and certainly across terms of office, where business leaders, government, nonprofit, civic leaders have come together over the span of longer periods of time to do what no one sector alone can do. And that as we create more networked, more collaborative, more innovative cities, we build the kind of communities that undergird a strong third American century. In fact, I think we could say that what is being built in walkable, rollable communities is the key to having a strong third American century. And that if we don't make this trend, we will find our way through spiraling healthcare costs, through ever less productive and engaged people and crumbling cities, and we will do what a lot of empires do, which is not make it past their second century. So that's what our opportunity is. And the great news for us is that walkable, rollable communities are at the very heart. So, may I say here? So I'd like to also thank my co-MC, Vanessa Garrison. And over the next couple of days, we're going to have an extraordinary time with 400 of our best friends here in this room to do something quite extraordinary. And what I'd like you to do, just for a moment, if we can have the lights, I'd like you to look around at each other and think of the commitment you just made, and think a little bit about what the opportunity is we have in this room to make history. So take a look at each other for a moment, off the stage, because there is no front of the room and audience. Look at the people who are here, your peers, your allies, people from different sectors, business, government, nonprofit, transportation planners, faith leaders, community leaders, land use planners, grassroots activists, communications, media people. That's who's in this room. We come from all different walks of life, across almost every state, multiple countries in this room, 400 people who, for very different reasons, are here to promote walking and walkability. In fact, I think we could say that it is because of our diversity, not like how do we use our diversity, but it is because of our diversity that we can do something truly, truly profound here. And not only to take something back home to where we live and to the sectors where we serve, but to do a few things together that build the community will to make this a more walkable and more healthy, vibrant, sustainable United States of America. Because what we're really about here is something that is, I think, deceptively simple.